Not up there? No, we're okay, I think. Yeah. Someone else I should think of. No relatives, set up, yeah. I mean, I'm not knocking you. Please. Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bloomsbury Crest Hotel for this press conference to discuss. Thank you. To discuss the forthcoming 10-round contest at the Alexandra Palace next Wednesday, sponsored by the Sunday Mirror and the Daily Mirror. As if this was some type of a clue. Between, on my right, Dan Sherry, and on my left, Nigel Benn. Plenty of time for questions, but if I can just introduce you to those at the top table, and we welcome our Canadian visitors first. To the extreme right, Brian Sherry, erstwhile father of Dan. Pepe Cordera.
Pepe Correa, C-O-R-R-E-A.
We have a bit of trouble with Pepe's name. It's nice to see him back. And of course, Dan Sherry, who's no stranger to these shores.
Just call me sir.
I will call him a few other names other than sir later, but it's always nice to see Dan back. On the far left, Nigel Benn's personal agent, Peter de Freitas. Nigel's trainer, Graham Mountain, and of course, Nigel Benn himself. This is a fight made at 11 stone 10 pounds. Obviously, it's an interim weight in terms of Nigel Benn. He's a super middleweight going up to light heavyweight, possibly cruiserweight and heavyweight later. Dan Sherry, as you know, is a middleweight and is putting on poundage on this particular fight. There is obviously going to be questions on controversy that has happened between Mr. Sherry on these shores before, and we will be available. By all means, feel free to ask any questions. I would like to make my position clear at the outset. It's a pleasure to welcome Dan and his family back. The situation of their what happened at the last visit was unfortunate in many ways. More importantly, because the injuries that Dan Sherry has told me about since were far more serious than I accepted at the time. Nevertheless, my opinion of that headbutt episode has been well documented. But nevertheless, as I say, that is history, and we are now going forward to Wednesday. Both boxers have everything to gain and everything to lose on Wednesday's fight. We've made it quite clear, and it is part of the contract with the Sherry camp, that should they be victorious on Wednesday, a rematch, when is your version, a rematch with Mr. Eubank is a commitment. From Nigel Benn's point of view, he is aware, and you will be aware, that he has the opportunity to box for probably just about any of the super middleweight championships of the world, simply because he represents an enormous draw in terms of world super middleweight boxing. The whole emphasis has seemed to have passed on to the super middleweight division, and it's a lively division and one which there's lots of money to be made. The fight, of course, will be on ITV. It will also be shown on TSN in Canada.
Yeah.
And pretty well everywhere else around the world, I would think. I don't think it's much more for me to say other than it's a shame we are clashing with England and France, but that's show business. BBC have got England-France, ITV want a counter-attraction. It's a world we've seen before. And they're looking forward to seeing a packed house, 5,000-6,000 people at the Alexandra Palace on Wednesday. So the floor now is yours.
Dan, how reluctant were you to come back to this country and hear what happened to you, and what were the injuries that caused?
Well, I guess to start off with, I'd like to thank Barry for having me back. I think I am back because I proved myself worthy last time in the ring. We started off on the wrong foot here. We got to the airport. My father's briefcase with his medicine and passport, my passport as well, and pictures were stolen or found or lost or whatever the case may be. If anybody's found them, I hope they'll return it. It's needed very much. Back to the fight game. What happened with Chris and I was very unfortunate. I had to go back and watch the tape of the fight because so much went on, and because I was blacking in and out at the time, I remembered very little. watching the tape and knowing exactly my own injuries, what happened was the headbutt. What happened? My head went back. Earlier in the 9th or 8th round, I'm not sure, my mouth guard was left out. My bottom teeth were chipped. They got clogged in my throat. I was bleeding profusely from the mouth, and my throat got clogged. When I got head-butted, my windpipe closed. My head went back. The doctor, the two ring doctors were well aware, and I think if any of you guys would have talked to them properly, like any proper press should do, you would have found out, and you wouldn't have listened to Mr. Hearns stating that I was an actor. I was very hurt. I think it was unfortunate that I was shown in a bad light, and I hope you all will make amends. I'm back. I'm ready. And the reason why I'm back, the English public, when the controversy happened, a lot of them wrote me, a lot of them phoned, wanted to know how I was, were very concerned, made me feel very, very pleased that people cared. And that's one of the motivations for coming back. Another motivation, I think I'm a lot better. A year has gone by. I think the biggest mistake stepping in the ring with Chris Eubank was that I was just overpowered. My boxing skills certainly were far superior. I outboxed him. I lacked power. I've since then had a strength coach, and he has helped me a great deal in my power. And I think next time you see me in the ring, you'll see a visible difference, not only from a physical standpoint, but from my punching power.
Since the Eubank fight, you've not exactly distinguished yourself in the ring, did you?
How's that?
Don't you think that fight took an awful lot out of you?
Not at all. Like I said, I learned a great deal from that fight. I learned my boxing skills were of world caliber. I could certainly stand in the ring with a world champion. At the same time, I learned that I had to get stronger. My weakness was I let the opponent overpower me. I had to work on my own strength.
Barry mentioned a commitment for a rematch to Eubank if things went well for you on Wednesday. Is that your commitment, Barry, or is that
It's the same.
he has agreed?
Yes.
Kind of a puppet and a puppeteer.
Is that before last Friday? Or?
Yes, it was before last Friday, but it doesn't. I mean, we have a good understanding, and you know, I have to say that I make Nigel Benn a big favourite. You know, but nevertheless, you know, Dan knows what he's got to do.
I was the.
It's as simple as that. When the bell goes, it's up to them.
I was the underdog last year.
Yeah.
I certainly showed you guys a different person than you were expecting. Once again, you're going to see a heck of a difference. I'm telling you, you haven't seen nothing yet.
Dan, can you tell us what happened in the last fight? In your last fight?
I fought Otis Grant. I think the fight would it go 8?
It went 8 rounds. He outboxed him, outclassed him, we were head on points.
I didn't lose a round. All 4 judges had me ahead. I know exactly what you're getting at. I won all on the judges' scorecards. There was a mix-up. The referee was not in control of the fight. And because of that, a wrong decision was made. And, you know, such in sports, when referees make a bad call, they can't go back on it.
You know what I'm saying? You weren't on points. You were stopped in the 8th round.
I wasn't stopped. They didn't. What happened was the referee chose to go to the scorecards because the doctor thought that my right eye was too swollen to continue.
It was all caused by headbutts. He was a head-on points.
There was points taken away for that specific headbutt to my eye.
Were you cut?
But instead, the referee didn't make a decision. Someone said that ringside made a decision that that he was a loser. You have to go along with that. You know, he was a head by all means. You know, we're here. I'm gonna tell you plain old English. We're here. All due respect to everyone at the table. We're here to whip Nigel Benn's ass, and I don't want him to take this ass personally. That's what we come here to do.
Don't sit on the fence, Pepe. Speak your mind.
That's what we're here to do. We're here to whip Nigel. I'm gonna see how soft his chin is.
I presume, Nigel, you saw the Sherry fight with you back. You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Are you going to see it on tape?
No.
You're not?
I let Graham watch it.
Yeah.
Graham was going, he's watched the fight, he told me what I got to do. That's it. So, you know, if I go in there and sit down and watch what I know and he doesn't, so I'm going to be concentrating on what I know, not what Graham is teaching me.
I hope he has a good left hand because we're going to counterfeit that right hand he's supposed to have. That's counterfeit as of now. Hope you got a good right hand, a left hook, because your right hand's kind of counterfeit.
Okay.
That's out the door.
Okay. Yeah, what Pepe said.
Been working with light heavies, man. They punch much harder than you do. I had with nothing but light heavies and cruisers, and they punch much harder than you.
You haven't felt my
and then
punch.
to get speed, I went down the welterweights.
You haven't felt my punch.
I had prepared for you,
I know
Tom.
if I did.
Yeah.
I had prepared for you. All the ready for you, Nigel.
Good. That's good.
You're going to give it up.
That's right.
Been no arguments Thursday morning then?
No, there's never arguments after.
Graham, you've seen the tapes then, right? Now, in your opinion, is he going to knock him out, or is he...
I think Nigel will knock him out late in the fight.
late in the fight?
What round did he say?
Late.
Late. He said late.
He's keeping you guessing.
I plan to get him early.
Good.
There will be no dancing. You'll see no Fred Astaire's in the ring.
Come and look into me. Come
Come to take it from him. I know we're here.
I don't hide.
I
Do
love
not
London,
hide.
but we're here to take it away from him. You hear?
No, I do not hide. You can run, but you can't hide.
We have no intention of running. If we run, we run straight to you.
That's good. That's good. So then I ain't got to look for him.
You better get your seat early for this one, by the sound.
What's your, after Sherry, Nigel, what's your immediate plans then? I mean,
No immediate plans, not until I dealt with this man and dealt with him good.
I got a question for you personally. Now, unlike you, I watch tapes.
Yeah.
And the press, the last fight, the fight I watched with Chris, they said you were going to retire if he beat you. What the hell happened?
What hell happened?
Or
What?
they misquote you? Because I know they do that.
No, I didn't.
We're asking him to keep his promise this time. You're going to keep your promise this time and you get whipped, you're going to retire?
Oh, we'll have to wait and see. No, it's a February, you will see. I hope you're ready, boy.
No, I'm not bored.
He said Roy? Did you say Roy?
I hope you are ready. I am ready. I believe I'm ready. You ready for expert violence? Let me say that.
This is a sweet sign.
Okay.
Sweet sign.
You're going to be there looking for me. Okay, you're going to be looking for me.
I think, I really do. I think you don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
You don't.
let's talk to these guys. This is getting a little bit...
I know Chris. I know you.
Basically what he's saying I'll see you on Wednesday. Listen, hang on. This is a nice fight between two great... I think it's a nice clash of styles here, Pepe. I know that he's always been more of a boxer. in
What
the
style
past.
is that?
Well, Nigel's very aggressive.
Nigel's made the order for us.
Yeah?
His style is made the order for us, man. I'm telling you, we have worked for you, young bud. We got something for you. And I'd say again, I don't want you to take this ass whooping personal, you understand?
Heard you, Pepe.
There it is.
I think we should put down here with Pepe Korea. It would be a better reason to fight.
No problem.
Well, Graham's getting a bit in shape lately.
Graham's in shape.
Dan, one allegation, if you like, that as far as the lawyer was relatively unanswered after the fight with Eubank a year ago. Eubank said later after the fight that you were taunting him, making racial taunting him in the ring, as I recall. Do you
Oh, I remember specifically, and I don't know if you guys heard, but I referred to Mr. Hearns and Eubank as the puppet and the puppeteer. And I really feel that the puppeteer was the one coming with those insults, because I really don't think Chris has the mind to think of such things. I taunted him, yes. Racial slurs, it's not my style. My manager, my coach, my trainer are all black. Where I live, I am a minority, and people are people. And for him to sink so low as to, say that I was a bigot and I was trying to make a racial slur, that just goes to prove how wrong he was and how desperate he was to look good. He was struggling for an answer for what he did. What he did was wrong, and he didn't stand up like a man and say, I did wrong, I'm sorry. He didn't apologize.
Well, let's just correct that. I mean,
Okay.
I'd like to put it on that he did actually say he was wrong afterwards. He realised he shouldn't have done it. He was fined
No.
£10,000 by the Board of Control.
He didn't apologize. Like a gentleman, this is a gentleman's sport. I respect Nigel Benn, as I'm sure he respects me as a prize fighter. He works just as hard as I do. We're both trying to attain the same goals to win. I think I have the cure for him. He thinks he has the cure for me. We'll see come fight time.
So,
When,
that's it. See you later, Mr.
Yeah,
Chairman.
okay. Thanks, thank you.
Happy?
Lovely.
see you fight time, bud.
Yeah.
Okay, bud.
Right, Nigel's off then.
Hey, I know, taking this whipping out personal,
Right. Gentlemen, that's great. We don't need any more. I think we said everything.
And they changed what they said. I've already said it. Okay?